Hi, everyone. I hope you're doing well. So, today I'd like to introduce you to something. One of the models from the Power Exchange range by Enel, the VARRITO multifunction tool. You'll see it's a compact and efficient machine, but I won't say more. I suggest you discover it in the next segment. See you in a bit. So here is the multifunction tool in question, the Enel VARRITO, a best-selling model from the Enel brand, and above all, it's compatible with all 18-volt batteries from the Power Exchange range. That means if you already have batteries from the same range, you can reuse them with this machine. As for the motor, it's a classic brushed motor, which means you don't get the benefits of a brushless motor, especially the better battery life management. When it comes to handling, this is a pretty compact model, as you can see. It fits nicely in your hand and is well balanced, especially with a 2 amp hour battery. Of course, if you use a 4 or 5 amp hour battery, since they're heavier, you might throw off the balance of the tool a bit. And as for its weight, that's the weight without the battery. It's 1.035 kilograms, so just a little over a kilo. So it's still reasonable and lets you handle it easily without getting too tired. The handle is also covered with rubber parts, as you can see here and here, which makes it a bit more comfortable to use. That way, you avoid having your skin in direct contact with the plastic, which is never very pleasant. And here, the machine's trigger button, just a simple on-off button that's easy to reach and lets you control the machine's motor. As for the settings, this machine has 6 positions, or rather I should say 7, because actually there's also the minimum position, which lets you adjust the oscillation speed of this multi-tool. That means it can go from 11,000 oscillations per minute at the lowest speed up to 20,000 oscillations per minute. At maximum speed, which will allow you to adjust the speed precisely based on the type of work you're doing, and especially depending on the type of material you need to cut. As for the accessory holder that comes with this multi-tool, you should know that it uses a 12-pin system. You can see the little notches here. This allows us, of course, to use the accessories that come with the machine, like this plastic and wood blade, for example. And of course, we'll also be able to use other types of accessories. It's always the same with holes like these, including Starlock, with the supplied accessory. This means you'll be able to use a wide range of accessories and, above all, find them at fairly reasonable prices. And as for installing this accessory, it's actually done very simply, without any tools. So here you have a lever that you just need to move forward like this. So it's true that it's a bit stiff, I'm not going to lie to you. Next, you install the accessory in place. Since there are 12 pins, you can position it however you want. And what I really like about this accessory holder is that it has a little magnetic system which lets you keep the accessory in place while tightening. So that's pretty nice. That way, you see, there's no risk of dropping it. And to secure it, you just have to fold down the lever like this. And there you go, our accessory is properly in place. Now we can use it. You saw, it's still a quick and pretty efficient change. And to install an accessory with other types of fittings, you just need to release the accessory that's in place, same as before, by operating the lever. The lever, like I'm doing here. You remove the accessory still held by the magnetic ring. And finally, you can install your accessory, for example here, with an OIS type fitting, which will also be held in place by the magnetic system. And then I can simply install the ring. You see the little tightening ring that will let us keep the accessory in place? And here, I pulled on the ring, and you can see the tool is held securely. And yet, we're using a different fitting. And finally, just before we start the demonstration, and to wrap up this presentation, at least the presentation of this multi-tool, let's talk a bit about the technical specifications, especially the oscillation speed. So earlier I mentioned that the oscillation speed on this machine is adjustable with this setting, which allows you to go from 11,000 oscillations per minute up to 20,000 oscillations per minute. These are pretty significant values and are completely in line with the high performance machines on the market. So that's actually good news for this machine, especially since it's offered at a very attractive price, which I'll mention later at the end of this video. And as for the oscillation amplitude, which is the second important value to look at on a multi-tool, here we also have a pretty significant value, since it's 3.2 degrees. This allows the machine to deliver good cutting performance in various materials, thanks to those 3.2 degrees. That corresponds to 1.6 degrees on each side, which will really allow this machine to cut quite easily. And regarding the accessories, note that this machine is sold most of the time bare, meaning without battery or charger, but you will still be able to benefit from a wide selection of accessories to get started properly, including blades for metal, plastic. We also have blades for wood and aluminum, here a diamond disc for cutting tile, for example, and of course a sanding pad with some abrasive discs so you can get off to a good start. Now let's see how this multi-tool performs in action, starting with cutting an OSB board like this. For now, as far as speed goes, I've set it to a medium speed, 3, so about halfway. And as for the blade, I used a blade that I use quite often for my tests. So a blade that can cut both wood and metal, and let's see right away how it performs. You can see it cuts without too much difficulty. Again, I wasn't using the maximum speed. I could have gone faster, but it's really a tool that, as you saw, lets you make pretty precise cuts. Now let's see how it performs at maximum speed with 20,000 oscillations per minute, still using our USB board. Let's see right away how it goes. As you can see, the performance is higher and the cutting speed is faster. Even faster, but also a lot noisier. And when it comes to cutting metal, let's see how it does with a pallet nail like this one. Of course, I limited the speed and used my BIM blade, which is for both metal and wood. But if you want to change accessories, you really need to pay attention to the specifications of your accessory to make sure it cuts the right material. So, as I was saying, for me, I use a pretty standard blade that can cut both wood and metal. So, in the end, it's the same one as earlier. So here, again, the cut was easy with a really flush cut. I didn't touch the base at all, and that's really the advantage of this type of tool. So if you want to make a precise cut, this is really the tool you need. As you saw, we're dealing with a pretty powerful machine here, especially with an oscillation speed that reaches 20,000 oscillations per minute and an amplitude of 3.2 degrees. This really puts this machine among the most high-performing ones on the market. On the motor side, unfortunately, we don't get the benefits of a brushless motor, meaning better battery life management and longer motor lifespan. But that's not a big deal, since it allows this machine to be offered at a really attractive price. As for the accessory holder, as you may have seen, what I really like is that it's magnetic, which lets you easily attach your accessories without any hassle. And above all, it doesn't require any tools. And on top of that, it's compatible with other brands, or rather other tool formats, thanks to the small ring that comes with it, which means you'll be able to use a wide range of accessories. And finally, regarding the price, you should know that you can find this VARRITO multi-tool for around 69 euros. So it's a very attractive and highly competitive price compared to other tools. Multi-tools that you can find on the market. Of course, this price is just for the machine itself, meaning it doesn't include the battery or charger. So if you already own batteries from the Einhell, this could really be a tool that interests you, since it will allow you to make precise cuts. And above all, to round out the range of tools you already own. As always, if you're interested in this tool, feel free to check the description. I'll include links to the best sellers, at least those offering this machine at the best price. That's it. This video is now coming to an end. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And in any case, I'll see you very soon for a new video. Bye.